Broke my phone screen, I don't wanna talk now. Hit the wall, just barely missed the window. And she said, it's all fine, it's fine with me. Why would I leave? Why would I leave? I will show you the scars on my face. They never wash away. Let go of where I drag you to. Afraid close to the edge. I swear this is safe.
All right, guys, today we're going to talk about 8-ball, okay? How to break and run, or get a table run if your opponent breaks dry, and how to get more wins in 8-ball. I'm going to go through 8 key points that's going to help you get more wins. It's a power-packed, short lesson. It will supercharge your 8-ball game if you're an intermediate player or a higher intermediate player. These key factors are going to help you, okay? If you like what you hear, please follow, please like, and please subscribe, all right? It helps me out, it helps the channel out to be able to do what we do for you guys, okay? I hope you like it. Let's get into the first point. All right, number 1, know your opponent, okay? Know their tendencies, know their strengths, and know their weaknesses, okay? If you've never met your opponent before and you're in a tournament, don't be outside smoking and stuff. Sit and watch their matches as much as you can before you play them, okay? If you're waiting, watch them, learn. You'd be surprised what you can learn about your opponent in 3 or 4 minutes. Not even watching them shoot pool, just by their personality, because how you do something is how you do everything in most cases, okay? So you can tell their nature, and quite often that describes how they're going to be on the pool table as well, okay? Now, play your game, but know your opponent. You also want to play against your opponent as much as possible. But just remember to play your game. Play to your strengths, okay? Number 1, know your opponent. Okay, number 2, break with purpose, okay? You don't have to smash the crap out of it, but break with purpose. If you're going to do a head ball break, this isn't a lesson about breaking, I'm just briefly going to cover things. If you're going to do a powerful head ball break, you are going to open up the table. So you best try to make sure that you are going to make something, or your opponent can run you out if you're playing a good player, okay? Head ball break, you have the best chance of making the first 3 balls in the rack, either in the side pockets or in these back corner pockets, okay? Sometimes the 2 wing balls, the 2 ball here and the 10 ball, can travel around 4 rails and come 1, 2, 3, 4, and come back to these pockets, okay? These 2 pockets. So those are your best balls. You never know what's going to happen on the break, though, because everything's colliding and kissing. All right, you do want to try to keep the cue ball in the center as much as possible so that it doesn't get stuck in a corner somewhere or you scratch. You don't want to scratch. Okay, now, point number 1 is know your opponent. If you're playing a player that is better than yourself, and you know that, it's okay to admit that, okay? If you know you're playing a run-out artist, you may want to do a second ball break a little softer, maybe leave some clusters, okay? Why? Because you have a better chance of them not running out and of you getting down to the 8-ball as well, or making it a close match if you feel you're playing somebody that might be stronger than you are, okay? If you feel you're a stronger player, go ahead and get a nice spread and make a ball and run them out, okay? But break with purpose. So it's okay to leave some clusters. It's okay if you're playing somebody that you think is better than you, all right? So a little second ball break or even a soft head ball break will probably leave some clusters too. Now you don't want to like make it a complete crap rack and barely make it legal, but a second ball break will almost always leave a few clusters somewhere down in here. And we'll often leave the cue ball down on this end of the table. So know what you're doing off the break, because that is the first and most important shot when you're starting a game. Okay, and after your break, when you make something, or if your opponent breaks dry, okay, there's a few things that you need to evaluate before you just start shooting, all right? You need to identify problem areas, okay? Things of concern. A ball like this is a problem area. It's one of the hardest spots on the pool table. Even if these corners are open, it's still a hard spot, okay? You want to look at which balls in a cluster have inside position, okay? In this case, the 2 ball is a better position than the 11. Why? Because a simple nudge is going to push this towards the pocket, okay? Just a little bump, all right? And that 11 is still over here, okay? Inside position, all right? You want to look for certain combos, certain caroms. You want to look to see if things are lined up. You want to look to see if the 8 ball goes. Identify little patterns and breakout patterns if you do have some problems. I'm going to go over a few examples of this here because this is an important one, okay? So let's touch on a few of these specific examples, all right? Check it out. All right, it's open table, okay? Let's say your opponent broke dry, okay? Have a look at high ball stripes. Have a look at low ball solids, okay? This is the 5 ball down here, and this is the 11, so it's a stripe, okay? 7 ball solid, 12 ball stripe, okay? The way I see it is everything else for advanced players, okay, if you're not going to run the table, this doesn't really much apply to you. But if you're able to run tables, this applies, okay? Every other ball here, to me, is neutral because they all go to several pockets, okay? We have 2 clusters, though, right here and right here, okay? Both low balls, solids, have inside position, like I was explaining, okay? They also have a breakout ball that is fairly close to each one of these clusters, okay? So if you want to run this table, or if you're going to go for a run out, what do you think is the best to take? Yes, solids, low ball are the best to take. You may not get the breakouts, it may not work out, but if you're going to go for it, those are the ones to go for. Even if you didn't have a great starting shot, maybe like you had a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a cut or something on some of these, but you know, if you can make one of these opening shots, okay, it's important to make your opening shot. If you can make one of these opening shots on solids, solids is the one to take. Okay, don't just take high ball straight because they look easier and you can make 4 balls. That's stupid. That's going to get you the big old L for losses. Okay, it's not going to work out. All right, so in this situation, solids inside position. Okay, I broke. I made 2 solids on the break. All right, so we only have 5 solids left. It makes sense to take solids, right? No, it doesn't. If you're able to run out balls, don't think that 2 less balls on the table is an advantage. You're actually at a disadvantage as you get lower and lower on your balls in 8 ball. Okay? Disadvantage. When you have more options, you have more get out of jail balls. Right? When you have more ducks or pocket hangers or just set up balls, you have more options. The less you have, the less options you have. Okay, so this is the 10 ball stripe. In front of it is the 4 ball solid. All right, that does not go anywhere. I don't really have any balls right around it to try to get a breakout on it either. I do have the 7, and yes, you may be able to get a breakout if you have good cue ball control. If you miss that breakout, you're not going to run out because this is pretty much your only chance. Maybe the 3 ball, those are your only chances to try to break that 4 ball out. Why take low ball? just because there's 2 down. Okay, I know in APA you would have to follow up, but in other leagues, it's open off the break no matter what. Okay, as long as you make some. That being said, there is another high ball stripe here to do an easy combination on that 10. Okay, if this wasn't here, and if these weren't right here, could be a little more difficult to take stripes. But we have an easy combination, all right? So if I was to run out, I would take stripes. I would use the 15 to get after a couple shots here to get on the 14. I would use the 9 to get the 10 in, all right? And I would try to do this quick just in case the 9 got placed on a rail after this combination, okay? While you have more options, to get onto other balls as well. While you have more balls on the table, you have more options, okay? All right, so here I broke. I made one of each, okay? A solid and a stripe. I look at the table and I go, yeah, low ball looks pretty good, but this 8 doesn't go because of the 13, so I better take high ball, right? That would be wrong, okay? Why? Because obviously we have 2 balls that are tied up with no easy breakout ball present, okay? So the chances of us getting a nice breakout on that are slim, all right? So low ball is a better choice in this scenario. And yes, the 8 ball does go here. Okay, worst case scenario, if you don't make it, you're going to plug the pocket and you're really going to put pressure on your opponent. But it does go, okay? And so low ball solids are the better option here by far. They go to various pockets. Every ball is open. So let's run them out, okay? Bang, bang. All right, we just pick them off because they're all pretty easy shots. All right, and their cue ball ends up over here. And now we just have to try to make the 8. Again, if we don't make it, we set it up. Oh, a little harder, and it would have been in. Okay, but point is, now my opponent has a heck of a run out, and they have the pressure on them. They have to try to get a breakout. It's not easy. One miss, and they're done. Okay, all right, I broke. I made 2 solids. All right, let's take solids. It's less work, right? Okay, you're getting the picture, all right? No, not necessarily. I do have some clusters here on stripes, but I've examined them already. I walked around the table. I've checked out the different angles. I realized that this combo is pretty much here. I just have to throw it a little bit by cutting it on the opposite side. This combo isn't quite lined up, but it goes off the 1 ball. So, you know what? I'm going to take stripes. I'm going to call that 11 in the side. And doesn't really matter where I hit this because it's going to go. And I'm probably going to just get rid of this combination now. Just going to throw it a little bit and should go in. All right. Now I'm going to continue my run with stripes because stripes are A-okay now. All right, real quick. Number 4, identify a key ball or 2. Okay, if you're a run out guy or girl and you know that you can take care of this table, before you start, you should identify a key ball because that's going to be a factor on which suit you're going to take, stripe or solid, or in England, yellow or red. Okay, so I look at solids here and I go, okay, well, there's the 1 ball. I have a key ball there, sort of. But then I look at, hey, I got this here, and even the 15 here. I got 2 possible good key balls here for the 8. Okay, or I could go 12 and then 15 and then 8 is a great key ball combination. Okay, so pick a key ball if you're a run out person, and maybe even 2 possible key balls. That becomes a determining factor of how you're going to run and which suit you're going to pick. All right. All right. Number 5, address the problems early. Don't wait until the end. Okay. So here I have a break. I've decided I'm going to take solids. Okay, there is a cluster there, but I'm not going to take this easy 4-ball right here. I'm going to take the 2-ball because it's pretty much an automatic breakout. I take care of my problem on my first shot, guys. Why wouldn't I want to do that? All right, now they're all open and set up, and we're ready for the run out. All right, guys. Number 6, focus on 3-ball mini patterns with the larger goal in mind, but don't focus much on your 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th shot. Be focused on the 3-ball pattern, okay? So what does that mean? I may look at these and go, okay, I'm high ball. I'm in the middle of my run. They're all easy. Doesn't matter which order I take these. The 8-ball is just sitting right there. Easy breezy peasy, right? Well, that 7-ball here makes a difference. Okay, if I was to just go ahead and take the 15 here and then take the 10 and the cue ball comes over here, of course I can make this shot. Why would I want to leave myself straight on this shot? Why would I even want to leave myself on this side of the 12 so that I probably am going to make contact with that 7-ball? No, I don't want to. You have to think ahead, guys, okay? Think in that 3-ball pattern. Take the 10, take the 15, try to do a stop shot, leave it there so that you have a natural angle to come back that direction. I'll demonstrate. Natural angle, guys. You don't have to do anything tricky. Okay? Nothing tricky. Just play the natural angles, but you have to plan 3 shots in advance. Okay? If you're an advanced player, you need to plan in advance. 3 shots. Okay? 1, 2, 3. All right, guys. So with that point of planning 3 shots ahead, in 8-ball, especially when you have 4 or 5 or 6 balls on the table, it's okay to play for a certain area and then reevaluate. Like you may want to just try to put the cue ball center table here. Let's say you're going to take the 15, try to bring it center table, and then reevaluate your options at that point. Okay, because I can make 4 or 5 balls in that area. Okay, I didn't quite make it to here, but now I can reevaluate what I want to do on the next shot, okay, because I got access to every single stripe on the table from this position here. Okay, so that's okay to do that. Play a position where you have multiple choices and then plan your next 3 shots after that. Number 7, know when to switch to defense, okay? This is very important, all right? So I used to be the go for it guy. It took me a number of years to learn that. I was shooting myself in the foot by doing that. All right, I would go for it until the very end, until I couldn't go for it anymore. Then a wise teacher told me, if you don't see 3 clear shots, you need to switch to defense. Right then, right there. I know it's weird, okay? Like in hockey, if you're familiar with hockey, they dump the puck in, they shoot it into their opponent's zone, they turn it over to let the team have the puck, and then they go in and they chase it down. Sometimes you need to chase down the game of pool. You need to dump it into your opponent's hand, okay? So what does defense mean? Well, it means a couple of things. It means doing something positive for yourself, maybe setting up a ball, maybe breaking out something, or maybe sinking your opponent's duck. So it means doing something positive for yourself and doing something negative to your opponent. Those are good things. And if you can do both, that's even better. That's a really good defensive shot. Okay? So I do have 3 makeable shots here. I have 3 balls left that are open, and I have 1 here that is clustered up. Okay? So I am going to go for a breakout, because I still have 3 makeable shots. Okay, but this is my last chance. If I don't get it, we're going to defense. All right, so let's go for a breakout. A little bit of draw on this. Okay, and we did get a breakout. We do have a shot here. Okay, if it was a real game, I'd continue on with my run now. But let's just say that I didn't get that breakout. Let's say the cue ball came out over here. Now I have to decide what I want to do for a defensive shot. Okay, I could maybe try to bank this 10 somewhere down here so that I have a breakout ball present. You know what? But I think in this case, I'm just going to get rid of my opponent's duck. I'm going to set up my 10 ball right here, and I'm going to let my opponent have at the table. He still has to get a breakout on this ball, and I'm not going to make either one of these balls. Okay? This is important, guys. I'm not going to call safety and just make one of these balls to make it. I'm going to keep setting it up until I can get something on this ball. I'm not going to drain these balls unless my opponent does, and that would be a smart thing to do. I'm going to keep them on the table. So I am going to just set up my ball in the pocket. Okay, or near the pocket. I should have put it right here. But all right, now I forfeit my shot. I'm going to let my opponent do his thing, and I'm going to keep these balls up. My next move would be probably to try to get one of these balls down in this area so that I have a breakout ball present that I can take control of the situation. Okay, so that in a nutshell. If you don't see 3 clear shots, switch to defense. All right, guys, here's another example of 3 clear shots. Okay, I am Stripe again. My opponent ran down to her last ball, and it froze up to one of mine when she missed it. Okay, so I have 3 balls left. As you can see, I can make 2 of them. Can't really make that one. Okay, so do I just try Hail Mary breakouts here? Do I pop this in with some center left spin and bring it here and juice it over and try to get that breakout? Hey, if you're feeling your oats and you're up 4 games at a race to 5 and you're on the hill, go for it. All right? I wouldn't. And so some of you might say, just hook her. Just hook her. Easy hook. Easy safety. Why would I want to hook her? Why would I want to snooker her, let's say behind the 8 or behind the 10 or whatever? Why would I want that? Do you think she can make that 7 ball anywhere? She'd probably have 100 tries at it and probably wouldn't make it in the pocket that she called it. So don't I want her to hit that to chip my ball out? Don't I want to make sure that at least I set one of these up as a duck in a pocket? All right. So why would I do that? So would I want to leave the cue ball down here? No, because she can take the cue ball off here and get an easy hit and probably stick me to the 7 ball. All right. I want to leave the cue ball somewhere over here. So I have to force her to chip that out. And if she gives me an intentional ball in hand and chooses not to hit it, I have an easy safety in mind. Okay? I'm in the driver's seat in this situation, guys. But if I try to run these out and get a breakout, and even if I do get the breakout, I don't know what the result is going to be, guys. Okay? You never know what's going to happen when you get the breakout. Okay? Things can sometimes go wrong. Right? So I definitely do not want to do that on my last ball or 2. I definitely, in this situation, I want to set this 10 up even better than it is now. And I want to leave the cue ball somewhere down here. I want her to have to chip that out. Check it out, like this. Okay, my 10 is even better now. It's more set up. She's going to have to go bent corner, I guess, back here. And of course, it was a double kiss shot. All right, and now I have options. All my balls are open. I can start with the 10 to the corner, a little bit of draw, come out here, and then I have the 9 and 14. or whatever. Or I could play another safety if I want. Point is, she just opened up my ball for me. I didn't even have to break it out. All right, number 8. Last but not least, treat the money ball. In this case, it's the 8 because we're playing 8 ball. This is not 10 ball. Treat the money ball like any other ball. Okay? Do not take a whole bunch of extra time on it. All right? And get comfortable with these kind of shots where the cue ball's around here or here and you got to make it to one of the corners because more often than not, that's going to be your money ball shot in 8 ball, 9 ball, or even 10 ball. Okay? So I walk up, I see this is really easy. I'm just going to roll it up a little bit. I'm not going to try to juice it off a rail. And now I'm comfortable with the shot because I practice this shot. It's easy, all right? I don't even have to think about it. I just put it right in there, okay? Treat it like no other shot, okay? It's just another ball. If you take too long on it, you're increasing your chances of missing it. Now, that being said, if it is a very difficult shot and you didn't get good shape on it, take your time and measure it out and do what you need to do. If it's a straightforward shot like the one I just had, don't take any extra time on it. Put it in. You're going to screw with your psyche when you start over measuring and over calculating and overthinking. It's not going to be good. All right. Talk to you soon, guys. Hope you like the lesson. Please remember to like, follow, and subscribe.